Israel will shut down the nation for 3 weeks to contain the spread of COVID-19. Welcome to the second lockdown club Israel. Greetings from Melbourne. Israel is reported to be the first country to impose such a measure on a national level. First to reimpose them. Pretty big distinction. I read this book. It doesn't end well for the rest of us. Think Trump will put them on blast like their Big Ten football and accuse them of trying to make him look bad. Super Sabbath. Does anyone know if there are any holidays/observances in the Jewish calendar over the next 3 weeks? They were one of the best in World War Z. Until the zombies took over. Crazy that other countries will damage their economies and shut down just to make Trump look bad. /S. LOL. Not the first country to impose such measures. In Argentina they've been in complete lockdown for more than 6 months, not allowing flights in or out of the country nor regional flights. Way more other heavier lockdown measures on other South American countries as well, Venezuela, Panama, Chile. This is the best TLDR I could make, original, https://www. Newsweek. com/Israel shut down nation 3 weeks contain COVID spread 1531597, reduced by 82%. I'm a bot. Facing a spike of 4,000 daily new coronavirus infections, the government of Israel voted Sunday to implement a national lockdown for 3 weeks to contain the spread, a decision that was opposed by a number of cabinet members. Among those officials were Science and Technology Minister Izar Sheh, Economy Minister Amir Peretz, and Tourism Minister Asaf Zamir, who said that a full closure of the entire country during the holidays is too extreme a step and has economic implications that entire industries will not recover from. Before the government vote, Housing Minister Yaakov Litzman announced his resignation to protest against the lockdown measures. Extended summary, http://np. Reddit. com/r/auditl/9unc/israel_will_shut_the_for_3_weeks/faq, http://np. Reddit. com/r/auditl/comments/31b9fm/faq_auditldr_bot/version 2.02, 524059tl. DRS so far. Feedback, http://np. Reddit. com/message/compose, 2=%23 auditldr PMs and comments are monitored, constructive feedback is welcome. Top keywords, lockdown #1 minister #2 Israel #3 coronavirus #4 government #5. I haven't seen any comments about how huge this is to be right now. Literally this Friday, and the following 3 weeks are major Jewish holidays, and this will massively affect them. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and Sukkot. Bruh, in India we stayed in lockdown for 4 months, and every day we are beating our own record of new number of cases. Noise. Meanwhile India doubles down on the unlock with 90k and cases daily. I just read a huge rant on a friend's FB page regarding this. She was going on about how the whole country shouldn't close since it's mostly the Arabs and the ultra-Orthodox that are spreading the infection. Since she was basically hysterical, I'd like to get some objective perspective on whether that's true or not. Does anybody from Israel have this kind of statistics? To put this in perspective, Israel has 4k cases per 9 million residents while the US is averaging 35k per 330 m. So Israel's rate is currently 4 times worse than the US. Edit, these are current rates of infection, not overall cases since the pandemic began. Wake me up when September ends. Do they do it like the US where every working class job is essential? Laughs in Argentina. Am I the only one that thinks if you're gonna do this, go balls to the wall? Tell the people in advance to stock up. We will be shutting down for a month after the gov makes sure they can stock shelves. Give them the money for everything, food, rent, etc. Then literally have tested people that deliver medications, etc. Dearest American evangelicals. If God will not protect Israel, he will not be protecting you. Wear a mask. Don't you need to shut down for 2x the length of the longest incubation in order to eradicate it? So 3 weeks is a week short. Netanyahu just trying to suppress the protests against his corruption trial, and his party. They want this corrupt fuck out of office. Fellow Israeli here, well, although you'd think that this is something that's supposed to happen. Most of the hospitals are empty. Most hospital managers are saying Israel could handle up to 1,000 patients in a critical state. We have only 450 critical patients. We have protests for the last 3 months against the Prime Minister for being corrupted and taking bribes. The Admor, which is like the highest rubby or some other horseshit, said to Bibi not to deny religious people to pray on the holidays or else. Bibi is leaving our country on a lockdown and flies to the US to meet with Donald Trump. To make it short, this is the way our own government is trying to kill the protests who are calling the Prime Minister to quit his role. In other words that might be unfortunately too familiar all over the globe, corruption, depressing times / isn't the proverbial house already outside the barn? Do they think infections are mostly due to travelers? If that was answered anywhere after the third paragraph, I didn't read it. I can only take so many pop-ups. Their advertising model is the reason. Ad blockers. This worldwide commentary on this thread is so striking. I thought it was anti-maskers ruining America, and our patchwork, but some of you have spikes with all the right measures. Who has schools open and bars closed? Re-Israel, isn't this a good move? 3 weeks economically could allow a good new year? I think Mother Nature and God have had it with us selfish humans. Nah, just did what the US, shut down in varying time frames across the country and have 1/3 of the people not wear a mask, and then outbreak will end because that 1/3 will say it's a hoax. Duh. Our government is gone insane, even more than most of the time. US Congress scrambled to get Israeli citizens another $12 billion per year in cash aid. That's what we should have done at the beginning. Intense quarantine for 2 to 3 weeks and we would be so much better off. They gonna build a wall and a zombie plague will happen, won't there? Huh. A church in my neck of the woods was saying that Israel had a surefire method way to kill the coronavirus. Lemon juice, sodium bicarbonate, and hot water. Kills all the viruses. It got picked up by news outlet, primarily because someone forwarded a pamphlet to them. I wonder how that church would spin this so that didn't look like bigger jag-offs than they already are. If you think you can contain COVID-19 in 3 weeks, you're kidding yourselves. See you in 8 weeks, Israel. LOL, I got news for you. It takes longer than 3 weeks. When Trump said it would disappear like a miracle, I didn't know he meant the world's population. As an Israeli, it's so dumb to get us in lockdown. It is not because they can't handle the coronavirus but because of politics and government pressures. If only there was somebody in America who had enough power and courage to do what's right and do that here along with a mask mandate. Watch. Trump will do this on election day. These comments are horrendous. Switzerland is riding towards a full second wave too right now. Hoping for another lockdown as well. It sucked, but it worked getting the daily new cases to near zero. Now we're back to 500 plus. At least they might be being smart and not violating international treaties this week. Bad decision. When they open up again, cases will begin to rise. It is inevitable. Good luck with that. No one told them it was a democratic hoax. Now I'll be over here in the US waiting for the religious right to justify why Israel can do this, but it's tyranny if we shut down again. I live in a country where each state has a different set of rules and no one follows them. Sigh. Off topic. Some of my friends who were complaining about people going to the beach a few months ago were going to the beach yesterday. I'm really pissed that people seem to be downing their guards.